back to the show. This is KDS Reviews. Let's talk about another generation. We've covered the 70s and the 80s, but what about the 90s? The 90s was kind of a weird time period. There's some interesting characters in there, like the Spice Girls and Bill Clinton. One of these movies right here that defined the 1990s. This is the sequel to it, to me, which is superior than the first one. That's RoboCop 2. Now, RoboCop is like this half man, half machine. You know, in the first RoboCop movie, he got attacked, and no one got him in this machine. This movie stars Peter Weller and Nancy Allen. It's also directed by Irvin Kershner, who directed The Empire Strikes Back. It was going to be directed by Paul Verhoeven, but he moved on to another movie, and we'll talk about that later. It was also, the screenplay was written by Frank Miller, who's done The Dark Knight. Now, in this movie right here, it's got a really good story in it about this cop and this drug family, this drug lord that comes in here and tries to have the synthetic drugs right here. There's a great battle in here near the end with the second RoboCop in here also. I mean, it is a really good battle, even for that time period. It may look a little dated, but it was really good for that time period. That's Peter Weller and RoboCop 2. Up next, we got the movie that Paul Verhoeven actually directed while he left RoboCop 2. That's Total Recall, the original, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, this tells the story of a guy who has these implants put in here to show have an adventure on Mars. But did he really have that adventure? Were they really implants? At the end, you're really not sure what happened. Was it the implants, or did he really do all these exciting things? Because that's what he asked for in that renewed place, they called it. This movie's been redone right here, but the original can't beat it. This is one of those underrated movies to me. Schwarzenegger's most underrated movie. That's Total Recall, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Up next, here's another movie that kind of defined the 90s itself. Quentin Tarantino classic, but I just recently saw, if you can believe that. That's Pulp Fiction, starring John Travolta, Bruce Willis, Uma Thurman, and of course Samuel L. Jackson. This is a story that's told from 4 different views here, but it's filmed disjointed. It doesn't flow right into the other. I believe the ending is the beginning of the movie. And the suitcase right here that Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson had, we never saw what was inside that suitcase. It's been speculated to be all kinds of things, like the first issue of The Silver Surfer. This is a really good movie. This kind of put Tarantino on the map right here. That's Pulp Fiction. To me, his best one, even better than the Django Unchained. And lastly, on the TV shows here that defined the 90s, along with the X-Files, that's Quantum Leap, starring Scott Bakula. Now, this is the story of this guy right here. He jumps from different time periods. He just really jumps into different people. It's not really a time travel. I think this thing is kind of loosely based on an old 60s show called Time Tunnel, where he goes from place to place to place, people to people. I mean, he was everybody. He even was Oswald in one episode. Here, what we got? We got the box set. Nice little cover here. Let's see here. Get it where you can see it. That's Scott Bakula right there. Folds out. It's a really interesting show. I kind of got into it now. And when it was on TV, seeing it more in syndication. Well, look at the story here. It's called Quantum Leap. This is KDS Reviews. If you like this type of content, then like, subscribe, and share. What are some shows from the 90s that you like? Now, if you want to see another episode where I do the 80s, which is more like my generation, then watch this video right here. This is KDS Reviews, and I will see you in the next video.